I stretch into my partner. My body weight is arriving through him. I stretch in and I release and I let the wave pass. Thank you. Okay, let's take a couple of these stretches to the extreme. So we power stretch out, push your joints open. And from there, relax the joints and just let the energy release. Now pull the joints open dynamically, pull, 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 and then relax the muscles and let the energy stream from the pressure difference. So push the joints open, push, 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 and then relax and release. Let the energy stream. Use the pressure difference between dynamic stretch and muscle release. Because we're stretching, we're creating the conditions for energy to move, but the muscle tension stops it. When we produce that stretch, release the muscle tension, there's a bit of a vacuum there which makes energy move. This is how hard Qigong systems function. Between high amounts of dynamic tension and high amounts of relaxation forces the qi to move even if a person can't feel qi. It still works. So if you're doing any Okinawan karate style that's using dynamic stretch, relax, release methods to cultivate power, this is why it works. You move between a dynamic stretch, you release the muscle tension out of it, get a vacuum, that moves the energy. So, power stretch, muscle release, energy moves. If you're paying attention to the frequency of the energy, you feel the movement. If you're not paying attention to the frequency of the energy, you feel the relaxation. Now the power stretch, we'll get it down to about 1 second. Power stretch, release, move the energy. Power stretch, release, move the energy. Now you're just relaxing the muscles, you're not actually really letting go of the stretch. You're letting go of the muscles which are holding the stretch so that the energy can flow through the stretch. If you let go of the stretch completely, the energy will move through the mind and it'll be a mental wave, not a muscle tendon change. Okay, let's say I wanted to increase the power in my punch. I'd put the punch out, stretch through that line connecting to the ground, and then release the stretch out. And then that's the impact point. From there to there, let's say from there, the fist is touching the target, and then there it goes through the target. 2 inches penetration. Put the stretch out to the contact point, release the stretch through it, and get the wave to move. And then you move between whatever strike you want. You might be training a knife hand, stretch the knife hand, connect the whole body in the stretch, so the whole body is arriving, and then release the stretch and the power comes out. So whatever angle of strike that you're working on, get to the point where it impacts, and then dynamic stretch, release the wave. You need a vacuum at the point of impact to collapse their protective qi and shoot your energy straight through them and destroy the structure. So for any internal power, at that point there has to be a release. A lot of people contract when they punch. You don't want to contract the muscles, you want to release the muscles and let the fascia explode the jin, the power, through the system. So create a strike wherever you want, put the strike out, stretch and release the energy. Put the strike out, stretch, release the energy. And so your body weight is moving through the facial web. So I feel the sit bones, I feel the ground, I stretch, I connect everything. Now body weight goes through. So if you want to just touch my fist, and you're there and there, I stretch into my partner, my body weight is arriving through him. I stretch in, and I release and I let the wave pass. Thank you. So there's a energy that moves when you let go and release at the point of contact. Breaks the protective chi, opens the mental body, and your energy passes through the target. Now, when you're applying this in striking, you're doing a very, very, very high speed, hit and release. When you're doing Tai Chi, it's much more gentle and slower. Rebounding exercises are there for developing power. They're not really martial movements. You don't bounce somebody in self-defense because they're going to come back and punch you again. But when you practice bouncing people, your facial web gets highly connected, the energy compresses in, and your striking power goes through the roof. So the older schools of Tai Chi only did rebounding for power development, and their art was essentially a striking art. The only time you would bounce someone is if you wanted to look cool and it was a public demonstration or something like that. But so Yang Cheng Fu made a big deal about it. So a lot of Kung Fu styles held a lot of tension. They're highly vulnerable to being bounced. So he started that thing. But before that, it wasn't really a martial technique. It was a power development technique. So we do the stretching and bouncing exercise purely to connect fascia, relax, release the muscles, and get your body more connected to conduct more energy. It's much more sensible for martial arts.